Okay, so we are starting now. Welcome everyone to one of the most awaited sessions of GDSC HIT. I am Advaita Shah, the blockchain lead for GDSC HIT, and today we are going to talk about the most important and the most hot topic in the month of October, that is the Hacktoberfest. How you can contribute to the Hacktoberfest, raise your first PR, and make issues, raise the first PR, and go ahead learning Git and GitHub. Git and GitHub is actually one of the most important parts in your software development journey. So getting ahead and learning it in the Hacktoberfest, it's a great start, and a lot of people learn from here also. So today we have Manish Kumar Barnwal with us, and he's someone we don't need a special introduction about. He's the GitHub campus expert at the SNU. He's from Sister Nivedita University. Hi, Manish. Are you there?
Hi, Aditya.
Yeah,
Thanks
yeah.
for the intro. Am I audible?
Yes, yes.
As well as visible?
No, I guess you're not visible. Yeah, you're visible now.
Not
Good to
visible?
go.
Okay,
Yeah, you're
cool.
visible. Good.
All right. Should I go ahead?
Yeah, yeah. The stage is all yours
Cool.
now. Go ahead.
Okay, thank you very much. First of all, I am not at home, guys, so it might be sometime a network issues or visibility issue is possible because I'm not at home. I am somewhere outside. Just to take session, I am taking in someone's room. So yeah. All right. So thanks for HIT for having me today for this Hacktoberfest session. All right. So our today's agenda will be hack the Hacktoberfest. Basically, we will be talking about how to hack, like how to basically complete the Hacktoberfest challenge and get yourself rewarded by some. Uh, like you can either plant a tree or you can get a T-shirt. You all, I hope you all already knows, but yeah, we'll discuss everything how you can and obviously in an ethical manner because in nowadays like people getting involved in some unethical or like wrong way to contribute in open source and because they don't know the value of open source so they do these things because just because of getting some swags like yeah so next slide. Hello. Yeah, cool. So it's just an intro slide. Like myself, Manish Kumar Barnwal, and I am already introduced by Aditya. But yeah, just a small. Like I am also a GitHub campus expert and organizer of Hack for Bengal. Apart from that, I have also uh, done LFX mentorship program in 2021. And along with me, Shatanik will be there with us to guide you in like how you can contribute basically. So Shatanik, would you like to introduce yourself?
Hey guys,
Hello.
am I audible? Please confirm.
Yeah, you are.
Okay, I'm turning on my camera. Please confirm that as well. Are you able to see me?
Yes,
Yeah,
yes. It's
we
visible.
can. We can.
Okay. Hey everyone. So I am Shatanik Mahanty. I contribute to Flutter open source repositories in my free time, and I am currently a third year BTech student in Government College of Engineering and Leather Technology. Today I will be taking a session on how to do open source contribution. Your first contribution you can learn. So that's all. Okay, let's get started.
Next. Okay, so before getting into the stuff like knowledge and theory and practical, let's have some like demographic. I just want to know you guys. So like, let me just know anything like whatever you feel. What is open source for you in one word? Like anything you can decide. Like what you feel about open source. Whenever someone throw a word open source, what you think for the first time? Like what phrase come in your mind? Like try to keep it in one word. So just scan this QR code or just go to slido.com and put this six digit code. Yeah. Okay, we'll take 1 minute. Yes, that will be enough. Okay, GitHub. Come on, guys. T-shirt. Okay. Please previous slide. Okay. Yeah. T-shirt. GitHub. Get. Okay. Hacktoberfest. Go ahead. Write whatever you feel like. If open source come to your mind, what do you think about it? Like in one word. That's it. Internship. Real world projects. Okay. Come on. Okay. T-shirt. GSOC. Nice. We have people. Transparency, yeah. Teamwork, contribution from everyone. Crazy. Okay. GitHub is the highest. App, right? Okay. Fast Asia. Okay. We have some good people here. Okay. Manish. Okay. GitHub autopilot. Actually, that's a co-pilot, I can say. Yeah. Waiting for approval. That's also good. LGTM. Okay. Outreachy. That's nice. Accessible. Okay. Practice. Gitland. Okay. This is something new. I didn't heard actually. Okay. Real world project. Any new word? New word? New word? Contribution for everyone. Accessible. Digital Ocean. Yeah. Hack4Bengal. Okay. Yeah. This year we are like we public the code, and also we are open for contribution. Taking contribution, like if you want to participate, you can participate in Hack4Bengal by contributing in Hack4Bengal as well. Yeah. Free swags. Okay. Yeah. User contributed. Okay. Sharing, practice. Okay. Mercurial. Free t-shirt. Open Codeyard. Okay, we have someone from Open Codeyard as well. Okay. Cool. I guess this is enough. I guess you guys have some idea about, like, by knowing all this, I can understand like you guys have some idea about uh, open source. Okay, now my name is getting highlighted. Okay, that's good. All right, Sadaran, next slide. We have a good word cloud. Okay, so now let's jump into how familiar are you with Git and GitHub. Basically, accordingly, we can proceed. So, if you are already familiar, we won't take much time on the hands-on thing. Like basically, in the basics, we can have different stuff as well. So yeah, folk created a repository. Just heard about it. Okay, there are 40% people who just heard about it. Reached at least a PR. Okay. I am an expert. Okay, cool. Okay, just heard about it. So, what does it mean? Like, by just heard about it, you didn't know, like, you just heard or never used, right? You have just heard about Git and GitHub and you have never used or touched it. It's like that. That's why we keep that option, like, you just heard about it. Okay, I'm an expert. We have some expert as well. Raised at least a P. Folk dot created a repository. Nice. Okay. All right, like I guess we should have a good hands-on thing, because there are more around 50% people who just heard about it and don't know. Right. So we also need to cover some basics. Cool. I guess this much is our stats. We can go to next slide. Okay. Started participating in Hacktoberfest. We just wanted to know, like, how much have you contributed or know about Hacktoberfest. So just give me your poll. Just this thing will help us to go with our slides, like how much we need to cover and how we not. Looking for projects to contribute. Cool. There are more than 52%, 50% people looking for projects to contribute. Yes, challenge. Okay, we have people who have already completed the challenge. Then again, it should be in legit way. Yeah. 31%, 32% who completed their challenge. Okay. But again, if you even if you have completed your challenge, I will make sure that you will have something from here today. Just heard of it. Okay, we have more people who just heard of it and never used or never participated. Cool. Okay. Is there anyone who never heard of it? Like, if someone is there, never heard of it, they might not be here, I guess, or it may be possible. Okay, just heard of it. Cool. I guess we have the stats. Just heard of it. People are 41%, looking for projects to contribute 24%. So I can say for 65% people, we will cover everything. And for 17%, like who are already completed the challenge, we'll make sure you learn something new today, right? Okay. We can go with agenda. Next slide. Okay, cool. What we will cover today is let's understand the open source and what is Hacktoberfest, and along with that, we'll learn or revise basically flow of Git and GitHub, and then how and where to make your first contribution, and after Hacktoberfest, right? Like opportunities to explore after Hacktoberfest. Like open source is not limited to Hacktoberfest or just because they are giving the swags. Okay, so it's not limited to that. We'll so see and explore everything today. And also I guess you can see the Q&A section in your chat, in might be in your chat option, because somehow I can't enable the chat. I don't know, like I didn't find the option to enable that. But yeah, of course there's a Q&A section, I guess, so you can drop your questions there, or maybe in between if you want to ask question, you may raise hand. Like I guess you have the option to raise your hand so that some moderator will give you mic permission, right? Cool. Okay, so let's understand open source. Next slide. Next slide, please. Okay, so open source mainly come from these three words: learn, code, and collaborate. Okay, so here in learn, like you need to have to know at least a tech stack, even if you don't know tech stack, but you should have something, a basic idea, because like there is like this year in the Hacktoberfest there's a rule of no, and like no code or low code. But again, for that too you need to understand the tech stack, you need to understand the code base, not the code base, but you have to have basic understanding of the tech stack or the project which is going on. To for that you need to learn something, like suppose if you know only C or only C++, even only Python, or you just know HTML, right? So even then also you can contribute, but you need to know something, so that you have to learn, and then you can code or write whatever it is, and then collaborate. Like whatever you need to fix, like you can fix it, or even if you are building your own project, if it's open source, you can collaborate with everyone. Like if you are building a big project and you are looking for developers for your idea, for your initiative, you can just make your project open source and ask your friends or community to participate in your project, and like it will be helping. Okay, it will help you. So yeah, this whole open source culture comes in three words only: learn, code, and collaborate. So this much is open source. Like, but yeah, but we'll understand what's the value of open source and what's the ethics, and we should follow basically to go by like basically to be in open source. Yeah, open source on your open source journey. Next slide, please. Okay, so but yeah, before going to values of open source, like what is open source, like from where it's come, right? From where the open source word came actually in picture. Like there are multiple thing can be defined by open source, like something which is opened, or something like which have a source which is open. Like it's not only about tech, right? But here in the tech world, the open source come from open source software, right? So there are multiple open source software which like if we take a biggest example, which we are using right now, even I am using right now, like Linux, right? So in Linux, on the Linux kernel only, we are using Android, and even my operating system is Ubuntu, so I am using an open source operating system as well. So yeah, So biggest example of open source is that. Okay, so like basically open source come from the open source software, right? So now let's understand the values of open source. Okay, so first of all, the peer review, right? Because the source code is freely accessible and the open source community is very active, open source code is actively checked and improved upon by peer programmers. Think of it's a living code, right? Rather than code that is closed and becomes stagnant. Suppose if you are building a project where like there might be a feature which you don't know, right? But you wanted to add, then again if you close the, if it's a closed repository or a closed project which you don't want to share in public, then no one going to contribute it. You should wait, or again, or either your project will be shut down, because if you don't know that tech stack and you tried to learn, but again you stuck somewhere or you forgot about it, then that project will be completely over, right? Then for those things you can always make sure that your project is in public and also open source, so that people come and contribute and put their reviews. What are like sometime it might be happening that if what you are thinking is already available or already there, so why do you are like wasting your time there, right? So if it's totally fine for learning, but to make a project or make a product which you want to be used by people, so you make sure that it's not available already. If it's there, you can contribute there. If you know what you wanted to add, then these things can be happen, it can be done, so that it's open. As it's open, then always open for peer reviews as well. People can contribute or learn from it. And then again it comes transparency. As we had the word cloud there, transparency was also one of the keyword which people put, like you people put basically. And so what do you mean by transparency? Here you need to know exactly what kinds of data, like whatever the data you are giving to the product, what kind of changes have happened in the code, like if there is any security issue, if there is any like if there is any bug or something like that where your data may be leaked or compromise. You as a developer can check that if it's happening. If you know the code, if you understand the tech stack, you can obviously check that code base, because open source allows you to check and track that for yourself without having rely on the vendor or like owner of the repository basically. Yeah. So and then again reliability. Okay, so reliability, what do we understand by reliability? Proprietary code that relies on the single author or a company controlling that code, keep it updated, patched and working. So open source code outlives its original authors because it is constantly updated through active open source communities and open standards, and peer review ensure that open source code is tested appropriately and often, right? So that like you won't face downtime or something like that. So it's reliable by that. Because they have the community of people, developers basically, who can always up for the fixing, and if whatever it is, right? So it's very rare to see like there is an open source project which is down. Like it's rare, it's not rare, but yeah, if it's a popular project, like if I guess all of you are using VS Code, all of you are using Linux as an operating system. If you report a issue, it would be fixed in less than 24 hours. I have seen, like I have also got an issue in the Linux only, but yeah, it was fixed. I raised that issue. So yeah, so and then again this is like okay, so can you go to the next slide? Hello. Okay, so then again, next part is with open source code itself, it is free. So this is a free of cost, like everything, almost everything is available free of cost. But not everything, but yeah, it's everything which is available for free of cost. But yeah, there are few companies like I can say a great example is Red Hat, where they take charge for their open source project as well. But yeah, it's only for their support or security and something like services. Who's like you also get the community support in other open source project, but here you will get some expert or like fast support. You and in open general open source project you need to wait. But yeah, it's totally fine. Like there as well, the people fix the issues. So yeah, generally it comes off for free of cost, and then again there will no vendor lock-in period. Freedom for the users mean that you can take your open source code anywhere and use it for anything at any time. But just make sure every open source project comes up with a license, like MIT license, that GNU license, Apache license. There are multiple licenses are available. So just make sure to read that license, how you are going to use, and make sure that if you are using some open source code in a hackathon, or in for contribution, or to showing your like to showing anyone, just make sure to give their credits, like to maintain a like good environment around open source. Just make sure to give them the credit. Okay, like people were worked hard, because you can't even if you are owning a repository where you have built a basic of projects, then you started taking contribution in that project from people around you, and made it and you made it open source, and like maybe hundreds of people are contributing in that. So you should know that now this is not your personal project. This project like this project is come from, or like belongs to these 100 contributors as well. Okay, so just make sure that you follow this simple ethics while you are like in open source world. So that's what I wanted to tell you. Like there are people who are just it's kind of stolen the code and prove and tell you like it's my project, but that's not the right way. Okay, even if you tell like I have chosen this project from this here, and you understand the code base, and it's totally fine that you can say it's your, but as you have, if you are contributed in that. Okay, so yeah, just maintain few simple ethics, that's totally fine. And then open collaboration is already always there. The existence of active open source communities means that you find help, resources, and perspectives that reach beyond one interest group or any other company, right? Cool. This much in the values of open source, I guess. Next slide. Okay, so let's understand what is Hacktoberfest and why it started basically. So almost everything is written on the Hacktoberfest website, but I will just go through few things, like few interesting points, like why it started. So it started to motivate beginners who wants to participate, but they don't get basically. Just to go to go in between the students or some developers who are not aware about open source and stuff. So if you incentivize anything, like agar Zomato aata first time and they didn't given you the offers, you won't get to buy stuff, right? Like they buy food. So that's how like Hacktoberfest started. Like someone like wanted to give some like it's basically digital. This is the initiative by DigitalOcean, and they are doing from many years, I must say, and I am participating since last 4 years or 3 years. In 2018 or 2019 I started for the first time. So yeah, so this is how it started basically. And here like you can say everyone is welcome and everyone can contribute in their own way. But earlier it was not open for no code or low code, but yeah, this year we have some like improvisation in their rules. So yeah, we'll see everything in this slides. Can you go next slide? Next. Okay. So values in Hacktoberfest, right? So values of Hacktoberfest consists of everyone is welcome, and like everyone from everyone from anywhere is welcome to participating in this. Like participants in Hacktoberfest come from all over the world and represent thousands of unique skill sets, and like they all welcome everyone who is already part of open source software community, and anyone who is interested in driving in. Like if you want to contribute for the first time, you are always like open for it. Like every open source community is welcoming new developers or newcomers, because in open source, like each and everyone, even maintainers or the repository owners or the project owners, are also like full-time employees somewhere. Like it's very rare to see like few people are working and getting paid for it. Like some programs, student programs or professional programs are there, or even some companies support that like working in open source project, and they will give you the salary or whatever the whatever things goes on, like companies like Red Hat, and I really love the culture. So yeah, but in general, it's not happening. So people are employed somewhere and they contribute to project just out of passion, just giving back to the community, just like the Thanksgiving thing, because they are using their product from the long time, and they want to be part of the this like product or something like that. Okay, so so then quantity is fun and quality is key. So basically, participating in Hacktoberfest leads to personal growth, professional opportunities, and community building. But it all begins with contributions to open source software. We are like basically they are committed to prioritizing quality contribution as outlined in their participation rules. So there are, because in last to last year we have experienced, like basically DigitalOcean's experienced that there are multiple spammy pull requests. Maintainers were really I can say screwed because of the things actually happened due to like some, I can say, some big YouTubers, because they just mentioned just for views, they just mentioned that make do anything and you just get t-shirt or swags, I can say. But that's totally unethical and wrong way to portray the open source. So like people literally done bad things like in very good repository like Microsoft and Facebook as well. They also need to suffer because of these few things. And sad to say, and most of the spammy pull request was made by like Indians. Okay, so this was really bad which we heard. So but yeah, that's not an like issue, like that was an issue, but that's not their fault, because they don't know about the correct practice, how to follow the thing, how to get the thing. But they like our so-called YouTubers, thanks to them, who diverted them and distracted them just sake of a t-shirt. Okay, so you should not do this. That's why I am here today, and just to tell you some ethics of open source which you should follow. Okay, and then short-term action and long-term impact. So what does it mean? In the open source community, we stand on the shoulders of project maintainers and those who came before us, right? So you're like there are contributors who came before us, and there are maintainers who maintaining the project. Even the like sometimes I like got multiple requests that, yeah, people are not understanding, like for them or organization or a code repository is overwhelming, right? It's totally fine, it's even overwhelming for me too, right? So for everyone it's overwhelming because the code bases are really big for the projects. Okay, they're really big, and no one literally no one understands everything, every part of code base. So there are only one or two who really started from scratch, who they only know like from every line of code base. But apart from that, each and every even maintainers don't know about everything. They know about the practices which they follow from a long time, that how to have contributions, like proper way of contribution, proper way of testing your contribution. They know these things, but they don't know every line of code base, right? So that's why you also don't need to understand like whole code base. We will tell you in hands-on, like how you approach a pull request, or how you approach a project to contribute, right? Like yeah, this is much like so basically in short-term action and long-term impact, your participation has a lasting effect on people and technology, like long after October. Like if you are contributing in some good repositories and your PR get accepted, then like you will like your contribution be used by multiple people. If you have, even if you do a small contribution, it's totally fine. Still the product will getting used by people, right? So that's what a motivation people get after contributing on a project. Like you just post something, or you have contributed somewhere which is used by billion or million of peoples, right? So that's what the like motivation behind doing open source open source contribution. So yeah. mm, Next slide. Cool. So basically, let's understand some rules of Open Hacktoberfest. There are multiple rules which you can read on website, but I want to cover a few. Like you need to make at least make 4 pull requests basically to complete this challenge. And this 4 pull requests should be in the repository which have, like as I told last to last year, people did something really great, where Hacktoberfest need to come up with this idea, because before then this rule was not there. So from now, repository can choose to participate if they want to participate in Hacktoberfest or they won't. So this time, like or not this time, last year as well, this the real rule was same. So where you need to find only those repository which have like Hacktoberfest label or Hacktoberfest accepted label. There are two label which needs to be there, but even if a single Hacktoberfest label is there in GitHub or GitLab, then like you can contribute to that project only, right? And then you have to like you should make sure that your four pull requests are accepted or merged. By accepted, it means like there's maintainers can label your like PR as Hacktoberfest accepted. Then it's good to go, right? Then you are good to go. And like you can always track your progress on the Hacktoberfest website as well. If you go to Hacktoberfest website, you can directly start hacking or start participating. So yeah, and you can see if you raised one or two pull requests, it will show there key here it's your status. Like after acceptance of your pull request, the Hacktoberfest takes 7 days to verify that it's a like correct, or I can say a good contribution. It will judge by the people who are the maintainers. If they put a spam level, then your contribution go like it. The contribution won't be counted. The pull request won't be counted. The pull request, like if you, and even if there is a rule, if you do a more than 4 or 3 spam request, like if you have done 3 pull requests and all 3 are spammy, then you are disqualified for this challenge, right? So you should make sure that you don't do something like by spam pull request. What I mean, I will show you in the next slide maybe. But before that, let's come to the most interesting section, that what's the prize. The prize is for a prize is either a t-shirt or a tree planted in your name. You can choose, and this is only available for the first 40,000 participants. Okay, so if you are one of them, so then again, just don't go in rat race and go for early contribution. Make sure you do some quality contribution this time. Okay, yeah. Next slide please. Okay, so yeah, as I told, spammy pull like spam, avoid spam. Okay, so to avoid spam, just make sure you are like not making spammy pull request. And by spammy pull request, what do I mean? Is like there are there are people what last I the rule which came because of this only. So by spammy pull request, I mean there are people who what they did, just gone to code bases and commented a line before code bases that this is a beautiful repository, beautiful code or something like that. It's also generate a pull request, but that a spammy one and a wrong one. Because earlier it was not the rule that PR should be accepted. PRs, even the PR is not accepted and you just raise the PR, it's considered as like contribution and one pull request, right? And then you will easily get this right. But that's not the thing. Okay, now your PR needs to be accepted before 31st October actually. Okay, so and then after so make sure that you don't do spammy pull request. And also then low quality PR. What does it mean by low quality PR? Hacktoberfest is about contributing meaningfully to open source projects. Okay, so there are people I also saw somewhere, like people are there who just like make DSA questions repository, where you just need to push DSA question, DSA question, DSA question, which is like already banned or like reported by Hacktoberfest, and that repository automatically get flagged. Or even if it's not, you can like report to Hacktoberfest. There's an option on Hacktoberfest website, so you always go and report them. There are repository which allow you to basically make pull request by just putting your name, right? So make sure you should not do these things. Okay, and avoid and then bad repositories. So just avoid bad repository, as I told. As I just told, like bad repository means those repository where you just need to update DSA questions and DSA questions and then your name, just name, right? So you just need to avoid these things and try to do some quality uh, contribution this time. Yeah, next slide. Okay, so from here, Sathanik will carry forward. So over to you, Sathanik.
Uh, can you hear me?
Yeah, you are audible.
Okay, great. Okay, hello guys. Okay, so I'll be taking over from here. Thanks, Manish. Uh, so basically, we will learn. Is my camera visible? Uh, just give me
Yes, it is. Actually, it was.
1 second.
Yes, it was visible.
Okay, I guess I'm visible now.
Yeah, you are visible. Go
Sorry for
ahead.
the technical difficulties. Okay. So basically, what you want to do is to start a PR. Yeah, you want to fork the repo. I will show you how to do all these steps one by one. So it will be a hands-on session. I will wait for 1 to 2 minutes so that you may start your VS Code or any other IDE you may prefer. Okay. So let me share my whole screen. Okay, I guess my whole screen is visible now. Okay. So basically, what you need to do is I have created a repository, Open Codeyard / demo. This is in the organization which I did. So basically, what you need to do is you need to fork this repo. So for forking, you just need to go to this URL, give github.com Open Codeyard / demo, and you need to click on this fork button. So we have given mic permission to everyone. If you have any questions, you can unmute and ask anytime. We request you to please not spam in the mic section. If you have any problem, then you can go ahead. Okay, so I will give you 1 minute to go to this repo and fork it. I will be doing the same. So as you can see, when you click on fork, it shows the owner name and the repository name. You can give it any name, and you can set a description, and you copy the main branch only because that is basically where the code generally resides. The other branch are mainly used for other purposes like making changes to the code. So I will create my code. So as you can see, it has been forked in my account. So basically what happens is you have created a repo of the same name in your account so that you can contribute to the same, because mostly what happens in these open source organizations, you don't have a permission to contribute directly. So what you do is you create a local a fork in your account, and then what you do is you make the changes in the code, and then you create a pull request so that the maintainers can merge that. So basically what I will do now is I will go to my ID, and I will go to VS Code, and I will clone this repo. Cloning this repo means that you will be basically uh, downloading the code onto your local machine, but it's not simply downloading, it's basically downloading through the Git tool. Downloading through the Git tool means that you enable all the features of Git into it. I will put in the URL here. You can either clone through the URL or the GitHub extension if you are cloning a GitHub repo. I'll be cloning from the URL because then you will get to know how to clone using a URL, and you can clone from anything like from GitLab, Mercurial, all those stuffs. So here I clone, I select a destination. Uh, Suppose I will choose the D drive. Okay. So select repository location. As you can see, it has cloned the repository, and I will open it. Okay. So as you can see, it has cloned the repo. It has a license and a readme.md. Before hack the Hacktoberfest, and I have not added much into it. This is the license. Really help imply how the software is to be used and how it is not to be used. It is basically a legal document. You should always read this document before starting to contribute to a repo. So what I will do, I will create here a new file. I will name this contributing.md. Okay. So I want all of you to create a contributing.md file and then add your name after my name. So here I will add contributors list and my name. So once I push this change, you can start contributing. So I will first show you the method and then you can do the same. So what has been done, you can see that this file has been marked in green. This shows that this file is untracked and it has been created as new. So to make the Git tool track this, what you can do, you can select this and one second, you need to go to the Git tool here and you can select this and choose the stage change. So once you stage this change, you can see that this has been added to the stage changes list. So now you can commit this change. Committing means that making Git realize that this is part of a new commit in your local machine. This has not been pushed to the repository. So I will now add a commit description. I will added my name to contributors. So once you do that, it means that you have given a description and now this file is ready to be committed. So you commit this and now you can see this sync changes option appears. Sync changes means it will sync the change with your remote repository. So once I click on sync change, you see this prompt. This action will pull and push commits from and to origin main. So once I do that, it will start with the process. And now if I go here and refresh this, you can see the contributing.md file is here and you can see my name has appeared here. So what this means that after you have done this, you have created your first pull request. You have created your first push in your repository. So after that, we can start to contribute this to the repository from where you fork this, and this will actually mean creating a PR. So how to create that? You have to click on this contribute button and you can see that this branch is one commit ahead of Open Codeyard main. This means that it has new changes which are ready to be added to a pull request. So I will click open a pull request and you can see this interface appears where you can give a title to the pull request and leave a comment so that the reviewer can better understand what changes you have made. So I will write I have added my name to the contributors.md file and I will just create a pull request. After creating this pull request, since I am the maintainer, as you can see that I get the merge pull request option and it is in the pull request section. So if I merge this pull request and click on confirm merge, this will be added to the original source code of this organization. You can see that this has been merged and it has been added to the original pull source code. So this is how you create a pull request and this is how it gets merged. And I will recommend you to not do this in the Hacktoberfest repositories because this is not a good practice of just adding your name to the contributors.md file. As Manish said, as you can see that the Hacktoberfest topic is not there, so it's totally safe to do this kind of thing in this repo for learning how to create a pull request, but we request you not to do the same in Hacktoberfest repositories. So I will now wait 5 minutes so that you can do the same thing and open PRs. I will merge first 2 to 3 PRs so that we can show you how it's done. After that, the rest of the pull request I will merge after the event. Okay. So let's wait for your pull request. After this, I will talk about the places you can contribute to, and we will also talk about no code contributions and how you can do them. You can find repos to do those. So basically, no code contributions are documentations. You can improve documentations, and you can also add graphics, like the design teams basically add design assets. Those are good open source contributions. If you are creating a pull request, you can let me know by unmuting yourself so that I can review it first.
Can't we just directly edit the thing instead of like doing a pull request?
Yeah, you can directly edit it, but in this repo, Open Codeyard / demo, you don't have the
Hmm.
access. So if you edit
Okay,
it,
so I proposed the change there for the edit thing. I did not like do the pull request.
yeah, if
Can
you
you just
change it, it will means add it to your own fork. So that will not contribute to the source repo.
okay, I see. Thank you, thank you.
Yes. Let me know once you're ready. I will merge this. So we have our first pull request. This is from Vendetta. So as you can see, it's showing this branch has no conflicts with the base branch. So conflict is basically means that when two people are simultaneously contributed to the same thing and they are basically editing the same place. So that is when a conflict arises. So there are lots of ways to means solve a conflict. Basically, what can be done is that there is this UI tool in GitHub where you can you have the option to either accept one of the changes or you can accept both of the changes. So using that method, you can means reorder the lines and merge that. So I will be merging this. So once I merge this and go to the code, to go to the contributing.md, you can see that Debanshu Banerjee shows up here. So this is how the pull request is created and merged. So let's wait for a few more time.
Bhaiya, can you follow me on GitHub?
Yeah, yeah. Just I
Yeah,
will.
I'm too, but Devanshu guy.
Yeah, yeah. I will do that after the event. Don't worry.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah, yeah. Sure. Okay, guys. Submit your pull request, and I will accept them after the event. Let's move on. So basically, I would like to discuss now the places you can contribute to. I lead an open source organization known as Open Codeyard. So we have lots of open source repositories to contribute to. So first would be the community website of Open Codeyard. Here you can find beginner-friendly Flutter issues to contribute to. You can also create your own issues. It's not mandatory to means just contribute to the issues that has been put up by the maintainer. You just create an issue and ask him or her to means that you want to contribute to this, and if you get the permission, you can go ahead. I will show you how the issue part is done. So basically, if I go to the repositories, this is the OCI client app. This is for our website, and we plan to extend this to the app and other desktop applications in the future. So you can see that there are these issues. So issues are basically used for collaborating in a project where you show up what are the means the bugs are there, what are enhancement you want to make. So as you can see that these are the issues. So there is this add translation issue. So I'll be adding this description in a few days. So what is this issue is you have to add translations for the existing strings in the app. This is a no code issue so that people who are not familiar with coding can also contribute to open source. Here you just have to add translation for the language you know. There is this app is already in English and Bangla is also supported, so you can add translation for Bangla, or you can also create your new languages as well. So we'll be adding those translation in the website. So this is one issue, and I will now like to show you that how you can approach a maintainer to work on an issue. So basically, you can see there is this team member details dialog. So one needs to implement this. So you can see this user has commented that, hey, can I work on this issue? I want to work on the mobile UI. So this is basically how you ask to work on an issue, and then the maintainer assigns you the issue if no one else is working on this. So once it is assigned, you can see it in the assignees section, and some things that you shouldn't do while asking for an issue is obvious things that you can find in Google. So because most open source maintainers are working with big projects and they don't find time for those, so you can ask for those things in Stack Overflow. It's a good place to ask, and not ask it in the GitHub issues. Okay. So this is how basically you ask for an issue. And as for Hacktoberfest, you can always find the Hacktoberfest tag in our repos, and in most of good repos, they tag it so that you understand that which issues are up for grabs, which issues are good for Hacktoberfest. This is that's basically it. So this was for the OCI client. Next, you can also contribute to Hack4Bengal's website. This time they have open sourced it, so you can go there, check those issues. There is this website known as upforgrabs.net. This is an open source website which helps you with your first issues, and also to find up for grabs. So I will go here. So, and next is the variety of open source projects by Open Codeyard. So in Open Codeyard, you can find lots of issues. There is this repository is known as MIFI. So MIFI is basically an collaboration with DevOld community. This application helps you connect with your soul. I will show you some screenshots here of the app. So as you can see, this is a web app made using React. So you can hear mindfulness songs. You can play games that help you calm yourself. So here you can also find issues section so that you can understand what are the issues currently being worked on. So this issue was, as you can see, opened by a user who is not a maintainer. So you can open your own issues there, and you can see that all these repositories are regularly updated. This has been updated 1 hour ago. This was updated 7 hours ago. This was updated yesterday. So you can always expect a steady response from our team to marge your PRs or help with your doubts. You can also join our Telegram group for asking for any help. We are always ready to help you. And there is open source at the red app, right? So app, right, is basically a venture of open source. You can see it's a open source end-to-end backend server. This would be means a little bit of a hard thing to contribute to, but as you get more and more into the open source stuff, you can easily contribute. It's not that big of a issue to learn the code. You can always ask their mentors. You can always ask the maintainers that how you can contribute. So as you can see, it's an open source backend server for web, mobile, and Flutter developers. You can see this awesome security, power, and flexibility things they have, and it's quick to get started and easy to grow. So they are having their own event for Hacktoberfest. These standalone events are really great because the Hacktoberfest event that is happening, you can see it's for the first 40,000 participants. So you may or may not get rewards at the end of it, but these extra events always help you to earn those goodies. And so apart from this app, right, you also have Hack Squad. So to see Hack Squad 2022 is a event where you can contribute code, meet community members, participate in workshops, and win swags. So basically, this is done using Squad. So you can for this Hack Squad, you can also participate in the Hacktoberfest and this together. There is no rule like that that you can only participate in one of the event. This is a team event where you take at most 5 members and you contribute to open source. All your pull requests are counted in Hack Squad. So you can see, you can expect this kind of an interface. You can see your score. You can create a team with a name, and you can see the team members. So in this, your pull requests are counted, and at the end, in the leaderboard, those who are in the top 60 will win cool prizes. So I would like to show you the prizes. So there are all these prizes. You can see that how many cool things you can win. So it's a really great event. I would ask everyone to participate in. There is this no code zone. So no code zone is basically a place where you can find repositories where you don't have to add any code. You can add no code contributions. So I will search it here, events and hackathons. So as you can see, this is a collection of events and hackathons in person or virtual. You can add your own events here. So it would be a really great really great thing to contribute in this through no code options. So you can see that you can find all the events here. If you have a good event that can help the community, you can always add it here. So after this, you can add translation in the OCI client website, as I showed you before. I will be updating the description real soon so that you can find more into this issue. Okay, after this, something important that I want to say to all of you that always read the code of conduct, the readme.md and contributing.md before contributing to a repo so that you can better understand what the maintainers are expecting from you. Code of conduct is really important because at the end of the day, this is a community venture, and if we don't respect the code that a repository is proposing for safeguarding their contributors, then we are not doing it right. I would like to show you example code of conduct. So in the Open Codeyard OCI client, you can see that we are following the contributor covenant code of conduct. This is given by contributor covenant. It is a really famous code of conduct, and most open source communities are accepting this as a standard. So you can see that demonstrating empathy and kindness to our other people, being respectful of different opinions. So all these things you need to respect, and these are not much difficult. You just need to maintain your standard. So that's all about that. After that, these are the links for Open Codeyard. I will leave it here for 1 minute so that if you want to join the Telegram group or the GitHub, if you want to browse our GitHub, then you can go ahead and do that. This is our website link, opencodeyard.tech. You can learn more about us from here. So till now, if you have any doubts, you can open your mic and say I will be answering those. After that, we also have a Q&A session planned so that you can ask your generalized doubt throughout the event.
Hello, am I audible?
Yeah, see.
Uh, yeah, hello, Dada. I was asking that while addressing to an issue in a repository,
Yeah.
what should we exactly write in the commit that we are making so that one of the issues is being addressed?
Yeah, so basically, you can write that I want to contribute to this issue at first, so that you can get to know if anyone else is working on that issue. If anyone else is working on that issue, it might be a good idea to collaborate with them, or if it is good for a single person, then it might be a good idea to find a new issue. And after doing that, if the maintainer is giving you permission to work on that issue, it would be a good idea to ask them if there is any prerequisite or something that you need to know of from beforehand. After that, once you start working on that issue, it would be a good idea to research the parts that are related to that issue. Like if you are working on a Flutter app, for example, it would be a good idea to research what architecture they're using in that project so that you can easily understand the code. You can find out the UI parts you can contribute to, or you can find out about the backend logic you need to construct. This would be those would be a good basis to start. Did I answer your question?
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, got it. Thank you.
Welcome. Okay, anyone else? Any doubts? I'll go to the link section so that if you want to scan, you can scan. Yeah, I guess you are done with scanning this. If anyone else is still scanning this, just let me know. I will hover over to that slide. Okay, I guess we are done with that. We'll move on to the next slide. So let's do the question and answer. So I and Manish are available. You can ask us anything related to the event.
Okay, I guess there are some questions in Slido as well. We can take those. Can you present that Slido screen? Q&A page.
Okay.
पोस्ट भी हुआ है दुनिया भर का पोस्ट हुआ है लिंक्डइन फेसबुक इंस्टाग्राम और उसमें थोड़ा सा मेरा किसी से मेरा गलती फॉर्मूला की गलती है
For first year BTech students, I would like to say that this is a really good course to start because
बाकी
we
एक
have
चीज को छोड़
started
के
with
तो तुमसे ऐसा वैसा बात किया वो दैट इज डिफरेंट हम तो वैसे बात
really
नहीं
great
हमको तो
journey.
फोन करके पूछा एक बार कि भैया ये चाहिए
From
हमने ना
there, now I
हम
am
तो उसमें
currently
लेके
doing
पटना ले रहे थे हम तो गए नहीं
BTech. So
अभी
uh,
पर्सनल इवेंट में हम
this
तो
is a
उसमें
good
भी
place
बहुत
for
देर
anyone
चीजें
to
लाके
start.
हम क्या है कि पटना इवेंट में एक हम क्या होता है लेट में पटना और एग्रीटेक
If we find a year just 1 hour before this ending time and it was after 12 a.m. on 31st October, that it will be accepted. So till 31st October, it's accepted. If it's 1st November, it won't be accepted.
Yeah.
फिर तक कोई एक evaluation
Regarding if I
Are
have
you
uh,
placed? No, I'm not placed yet.
for me, I am in third year of my studies, so I have not yet applied for any placement exam. I have done
Yeah,
internships though. Currently,
yeah,
I'm
I
working
did
with
it.
Manish Technologies Private Limited, which is a computer.
जैसे बाकी का यहाँ पे हुआ उसमें भी हम अप्लाई कर रहे थे और मेरे को हम अप्लाई ये जैसे नहीं है सर अब हम मेल दिया रोहित ने मेल आया था कि
ask this
अप्लाई
category
कर दिया सर मेल लिखी सॉरी फॉर डिले आई नीड टू सॉरी फॉर डिले बट आई नीड टू तो
Okay, so how to solve merge conflicts? It's already discussed. What is your package? Okay, bhai, I'm not placed yet. Okay, I will tell you. How to get swags quickly in first year. Oh भाई, यही मोटिवेशन चाहिए जनता को. How to get swags quickly in first year. क्या करोगे swags का? बेचोगे, दुकान लगाओगे? Am I eligible to participate if I am graduate? Yes, you are. Like anyone who wants to contribute in open source, and if you are, yeah, if you want to do, yeah, you are most welcome. Actually, could you please share your experience as a GitHub campus expert? Actually, that's not an ambassador. And if you faced difficult task, how did you solve that? You can connect me with on LinkedIn maybe because it's a huge thing to answer. Basically, yeah. Basically, in short, it was really a great experience in my community journey. It's really a great one. Like I can say, a best experience I have in GitHub Campus Expert actually. Do we need a GitHub account for THID? What is this? What? I don't know.
I guess he wanted to write this.
Okay, do we need to GitHub? Yes, of course. You need to have a GitHub account for contributing or a GitLab account. It's totally up to you which you want.
But if
And
you
then how to
search
have a
for
package.
open source, you
You
can
what? How to have a
in that
package
field to
for
have
50
GitHub or
lakhs?
GitLab. There are lots of
Yeah,
other
yeah.
tools as well, but for contributing to Hacktoberfest is mandatory.
Yeah. How to have a package of 50 lakhs option? Oh, भाई इसका आंसर मेरे पास भी नहीं है. Let me have first 50 lakhs, then I will tell you. Okay,
क्या क्या आता है
swag
पहले?
आज का सेशन. Let me just tell you swag आज के session का मैंने. Okay, so basically to get swags, just come in our offline meet Hacktoberfest. It's in 2020, 22nd October. Location yet to revealed, but yeah, it's there. I'm dropping the registration link. If you all wants to join me there as well, you can. Let me just share the session link. Yeah, there will be swags. I also had swags for you as well, but yeah, again it's online, then I can't. Actually, so sorry. Can I use MS Word for Hacktoberfest? MS Word? Why do you want to use MS Word?
MS Word एक बना लो, अच्छा रहेगा.
MS Word as my coding friend. It's totally up to you, but again, there might be some issues you will
To
face. I watch.
find any way to use that as a means ID skill.
Yeah,
Just
actually,
ID.
like you might thinking differently. Maybe it's possible. You can test out. There is it is
Uh,
possible. It is possible. Just you can't test it.
yeah.
What you
If
have
you want
written.
something lightweight, truly lightweight, then you can go with Notepad++ or Atom Editor by Manish Kumar.
Yes, actually. Okay, I guess there's this much of question. So then can you get back to slides?
Slides. Okay.
Okay, so let's a bit about Hack for Bengal actually. Yeah, Hack for Bengal. So Hack for Bengal is an initiative we have started last year, basically where we bring students to come up with their ideas or plans to build something and participate and compete in between other students. I can say it's like, and before Hacktoberfest we have multiple offline and online events lined up, so that if you don't know or if you want to learn anything, any tech stack, you are most welcome. We have sessions on almost every popular tech stack which we can actually. And yeah, and before the hackathon, you would be ready. Like the hackathon will take place around April 2023 in quarter one, I can say. So we'll let you know about it. Stay tuned on our social media handles to get to know more about it and to know more about the event and stuff. You can join our Discord server or follow on our social media handles, and to discuss about projects and stuff. Our Discord channel are always open. And yeah, can you go to the next slide, sir?
Yeah.
So yeah, here is our Discord handle. You can just scan or just type discord.io and slash hack4Bengal. So yeah, make sure to join. Then you will get the notification about upcoming events and anything related to hackathon. We also partner with some other communities for event, uh, and I can share that like there's a really huge thing coming up and a flagship event for you all. So make sure to join. You will definitely get some free tickets for our developers, our community basically. Yeah. It's still unrevealed. Even my team members don't know about it. Even I got to know about today. Actually, I'm here for that only. So yeah, make sure to join our server. You will get it. Next slide. Okay, so to connect us, you can search Manish Barnwal to connect with me. My all handles are like over in internet. You can search me, Manish Barnwal, and my every handle will be available there. So I
For
guess
me,
same for Shatan.
this Mahanti Shatanik is only for the Twitter. You can just reverse the words Shatanik Mahanti for other handles. So it's Shatanik Mahanti for all other handles and for Twitter.
Good.
Okay,
Yeah.
guys, really great. It
Thank
was a
you very
great time
much.
with you all.
Hey guys, so that was an amazing session from your side, and really glad to have you for this GitHub session. I hope everyone was able to take the first contribution to the repositories. Don't worry, guys. This session will be recorded, and you can view it again in YouTube if you want for reference. And we will share the link of the recording with you guys. Thanks, guys, for joining. Hoping to be tell you more for the next session.
Okay, thank you very much, everyone.
Thank you, everyone. Bye bye.